Hello everybody, my name is Safir Shah from Polsan.org, and this is the new Kia Optima GT. It's just been launched here in Malaysia for just under 180,000 ringgit, and that is inclusive of insurance. We'll take a quick look around the car before we get in and enjoy the interior. As you can see, it's a very striking little car. Well, I shouldn't say little because this thing is massive. It's almost 5 meters long. It's a proper D segment sedan size. If you're wondering, this is an all-new model, not a mere facelift compared to the one before, but it still looks fairly similar to the one before, but with improvements, of course. Whereas the old one was very angular, this one's a lot more organic. So as you can see, there's a lot more curves, a lot more details around the whole car. And these three colors are the only ones available in Malaysia. Over here is a brand new color. This is the blue option, and then there's the Snow White Pearl, and then on the right side that's the Aurora Black. There's only three options available here, but more interestingly, there are two interior colors. If you get the car in blue like this, interior will be black with rich stitching, if you can see right there. But if you get the two other colors, white or black, you'll get red, very dark maroonish red leather interior with dark grey stitching. So it's the other way around. That's certainly very interesting, and it's the first for a car in this class. This being the Optima GT, it has very high performance. Optima says is the best performing model in this segment, and looking at the power figures, looking at the performance figures, we can't really deny that. We can't really say no to that. Okay, this engine, it's a 2-liter engine, but whereas the old model only had a 2-liter naturally aspirated power plant, that makes 165 horsepower and just under 200 Nm of torque. This new one is a lot more powerful. This one is a 2-liter direct injection turbocharged engine. It has 242 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque. That is 77 horsepower more than before, and of more than 150 Nm more. So performance also takes a massive upgrade, of course. 0 to 100 is done in 7.4 seconds. Like I said, fastest in the class. And the transmission is a 6-speed automatic gearbox. This is Hyundai and Kia's own gearbox, sends power to the front wheels only. Next, let's take a look at the car's styling in closer detail. Headlamps are new, like I said, a lot more organic, more shapely compared to before. The old ones were more boxy, more sharp edges. This one is more curves. If you look closer, the details are a lot nicer as well. Kia is really going towards German level of details, especially in terms of styling. On top here you can see there's all the rage. Everybody's doing this now. Chrome bar runs across the grille, across the headlamps, and the grille itself is a new interpretation of Peter Schreier's Tiger Nose grille. This one, if you go up close, there's a Mercedes style chrome pins, but this time instead of being finished in shiny chrome, it's being finished in a slightly different finish. It's got a satin chrome look to it. That look is also continued on to the air curtains here, as well as down there. Gives a nice unique look to it. So there are less shiny parts and there's the shiny chrome bits, so it really grabs your attention. On the side you get brand new wheels. These are 18-inch wheels, sort of looks a little bit like what you'd find on a Golf Mark 7 GTI. And this being a performance car, it's got matching red brake calipers as well. That's a really cool feature to have. And on the back, even the rear calipers are red. And there you go. Now we get to see the full back of the car. tail lamps of similar shape than before, but it's slimmer. For the rear, they've sort of gone the other way around, whereas the front is now more shapely. The rear is slightly more angular. The rear lamps are all straight lines, less curves, but down there, that's where the GT bit really comes in. See the big diffuser at the bottom? That's specific to the GT, that's specific to the Optima GT, as well as the twin chrome tail lamps, the chrome tail pipes, I mean. This reminds me of a Audi RS model. You got really fat oval tailpipes, and if you look from afar, really gives it a proper aggressive look to it. If you open the boot, this car has got a decent sized boot. It's 510 liters. Down there. Can't really see it from here, but the rear seats can be folded as well with a 60-40 split, and there's also handles that you can use from behind. The boot also has an interesting feature. It's called a smart opener. Basically, it's a contactless opening system where you can just have the key right in your pocket and then stand near the boot lid for about 3 seconds. And then if the car senses that the key fob is in your pocket, very nearby, then it'll open within 3 seconds. So you don't have to touch anything. So if you're holding, say, heavy shopping bags, got no free hand, it opens by itself. Very handy feature. Now we're in the car, and if you think it looks slightly familiar, you're not wrong. It's very reminiscent of well, a very recent BMW dashboard. And Kia, for this time, it has also gone for a, again I'll say the word, BMW-like driver focused dashboard, where the center console is tilted slightly by exactly 8.5 degrees to point at the driver over there. So it's a driver focused dashboard. And this being the Kia Optima GT with sporty aspirations, the steering wheel is a flat bottom item down here, and it's also finished with red stitching for the extra sporty element. A lot of people have been asking whether this car has got pedal shifters or not. Yes, it does. Of course it needs to have one. This is a sporty car. And Kia is also very, very proud of this having much better quality compared to the one that came before. So as you can see, the top layer is all soft touch. It even has artificial leather stitching that you can see here. And if you press, it's actually fairly soft. I wouldn't say this is as good as the Germans, like say the European makes like the Volkswagen Passat, the Ford Mondeo. Those have slightly better perceived quality, I would say, but at the same time this is already better than most Japanese options. And up here, this is a 7-inch display, and it's got Bluetooth, it's got navigation, it's got CarLink, with Smart Link for your phone as well. Down here you get dual zone climate control, but it's down there where this car really sets itself apart. It has both seat ventilation and heating for both the front seats. I don't know why it has kept the seat heaters. It's never going to be used here in Malaysia, but I suppose they couldn't decouple it from the seat ventilation. But seat ventilation is really, really handy here in Malaysia, especially. You park under the sun for a long time, come back in the car and the leather is like really steaming hot. Press that button, it cools the seat down much faster. Speaking of the seats, as you can see, it's got red, very dark red, almost maroonish leather upholstery. And you, like I said, this car you can get this red upholstery if you get the car in white, or black if you get the car in the new color, which is blue. You're forced to get black seats instead. But those black seats are also fairly interesting because it's got red piping and red stitching. Down here you get drive modes. You have 3 options Eco, Normal and Sport. Each one will adjust the characteristics of the engine, the transmission, the steering weight, but one thing it doesn't do is change the suspension. This car does not have adaptive suspension like it does in other markets, in Europe for instance. Okay, let's move on to the back row. The back row, just now I moved the front seat very far back, but if you look over there on this side, there's a lot of leg room. Kia says this car has got more space in every direction that you can measure. More leg room, more headroom, more shoulder room, everything. There's more of everything compared to the previous model. And this being a large D-segment car, there's no shortage of leg room. See down there, a 6-footer will fit there just fine. The back row, as I said, can be folded to 60-40 split. And another handy feature is this. It has rear sunshades, rear window sunshades. So if you sit in the back, sun shining right into your face, you can use that to block the sun. Down here, as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, there you go, Nazar Lulus badge. That means this car was assembled in Malaysia, which is why it has an attractive price of under 180,000 ringgit. Well, there you have it. That's the end of our video of this new Kia Optima GT. Say hello to Julie Woon over there. There you go. Alright, thank you very much for watching. This is Hafriz Shah from paulson.org, and stay tuned for more videos.